Gottlieb's tastes good like a beer should.
You said it. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco.
Try a frosty cold glass of Bavarian right away.
That you say? No Boulder Dash or baloney here.
Cheers, everyone, and welcome to the Unfiltered Gentleman. And now, with a higher BAC than your ABV, Greg, Scott, and Dan.
That's right. Welcome in, everybody. It's us. It's the Unfiltered Gentleman. Thanks for joining. Thanks for listening. Most importantly, thanks for drinking along. I am Greg. Over there's Versatile Amplitude Scott.
Whatever's up.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that means. And
Not
the
sure, but hey.
The kegerator owner himself, Dan.
Oh, man, I got an upgrade over here.
I guess so. Welcome to adulthood.
Thank you.
Thank you all for joining. If you're new to the show, we have a burp word every week. If you burp into the microphone, it has to be an attempt at that burp word. And this week, I was reading the word and saying week at the same time, drinking. This week is teen drinking.
Oh.
Teen drinking is very bad. But I got a fake ID, though. Anybody? And then shout out to our top listening city of last week, which was Valley Center, California. That's down in Allie's hood. So I think she got all her friends to listen to her on the show. So. Yeah. We're gonna need to get her back on so we get those numbers back up. So shout out to Valley Center, and a close second, Salt Lake City, Utah. What up, Salt Lake?
Oh,
thanks for.
Okay.
Didn't know you guys drank out there, so glad to have you on board.
They're thirsty.
They are thirsty. They haven't had a beer.
Yeah, they're living vicariously through us.
It's right. They're getting drunk off our fumes.
Apparently, sweet tits are hitting the ratings.
Oh, geez.
Or whatever her name was last week.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Anyways, and don't forget
Sugar tits.
Socials.
Sorry.
Sugar tits. There you go. When you're on the socials, hashtag show us your beers.
Yeah.
And rate and subscribe on whatever your favorite podcast app it is you use. iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. We're on all of them. Do all that good stuff. All right, let's not take up any more time. I am quite thirsty over here. So let's kick things. Oh, wow. Let's first just break that shit.
Somebody just dropped all the instruments out there.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Man, I hit the fade button and my iPad said, fuck you.
Ooh.
Wow.
Anyways, not fuck you to this.
Grab your libations, pals. It's time for beer of the week.
And if you're drinking, well, you know that you're my friend. And I say, I think I'll have myself a beer.
You know, our good friend Nick over at 14 Cannons hit me up the other day, and he said, Greg, we've got some new beer going into cans.
Oh.
And I said,
Nice.
I will see you in a minute.
Yeah.
They started canning their Point Dume Double IPA. It's going to be a new year-round release, where before it was a special release. I don't think it's been out in like a year. And they also started canning some other stuff. Very excited about. But here we have right here, the 14 Cannons Point Dume Double IPA. 8.5%, 69 IBUs.
Oh,
69.
That's right, at 3.68 on Untapped. Though I think that's an unfair scoring because Untapped has it marked as not in production anymore, and it clearly is. So I actually submitted an edit to Untapped today. We'll see if that goes through. 14 Cannon says, it's dank. It's got resinous notes of pine and lemongrass that assault your senses. Double dry hopped with Falconer's Flight, Centennial, and CTZ hops. And that dank and resinous, that is exactly what's going on over here. On the nose. You get a little of that citrusy, a little of that pine, but when you take a sip of this bad boy, it is West Coast through and through. It is dank, it is resinous, it is piney, it is exactly what you would think when it comes to a West Coast double IPA.
That's funny, too, about the 69 IBUs, like, because normally it seems like they kind of round up or down by 5, or it's 75 or 70. You very rarely see where it's 73 or 71, like 69. Like, it seems almost purposeful at this point.
You know, that's a good point, because a lot of times the IBUs are calculated. They're not actually measured. So it makes me wonder if Nick's been sending these off to get measured from a lab, and maybe it's, you know, precisely 69 IBUs or something like that.
That's interesting.
That's a good point. Yeah, usually it is rounded off. So, but this one, 69.
I like it.
Yeah.
I gotta say, if you gotta be on the nose with a number of the IBU,
On the nose.
69's the way to go.
There you go. 69 on the nose.
Yeah, everything should be 69. Should be 6.9 ABV, 69 IBUs, a 69 out of 5 from Untapped.
Everything.
I will say though, I'm not mad at the 8.5% on this bad boy. The alcohol, very well hidden, almost to a dangerous point of hiddenness. So anyways, if you guys are in SoCal or within range of 14 cannons, do yourselves a favor. Get this Point Dume Double IPA. It's delicious, and it's got a cool looking can. We'll post a picture up on our gram and all of our other socials as well. Let's get into a little crotch talk.
Have a grievance to share? It's time for crotch talk.
It is indeed. I don't think I have any grievances. First, quick shout out to friend and listener of the show, Deanna. Her birthday is today, so happy birthday to you.
Yeah.
I hope you're getting hammered. It's a Tuesday night. I'm sure you're getting hammered.
Ends with the Y, so she probably is.
Yeah. If it's a day that ends in Y, she's hammered.
There you go.
Went up to the lake this weekend. My first trip of the summer. Did some social distance wakeboarding.
Nice.
Yeah. Haven't been able to make it up because of, the Rona and working and all that shit. And I was like, what's more socially distanced than be on a fucking boat by yourself?
True.
So myself, the wife, and the sister went up to the lake, did some wakeboarding, stopped in at Earth and Fire, picked up some to-go beer, hung out with Nolan for a little bit, and drank some of that when we got home on Saturday night. It was very nice. The lake was a total shit show. I've never seen it so fucking crowded before.
Wow. Are you kidding?
Yeah. In fact, for anybody in the California area, I went to Lake Nacimiento. That's where I always go. And it was so bad. Nobody will get this reference, but from getting in line to get in the gate to actually being in the water was about an hour and 45 minutes.
Wow.
Usually it's like 15 minutes.
Wow.
So it was insane. And they have a max. They're cutting people off. I think it's like 120 boats coming through the gate, and then they cut you off. And I was like, fuck, I hope we don't get cut off. We did not. But it took us forever to get on the water. And there's this guy directing traffic down by the launch ramp. And I was like, hey, man, is it always like this year or what? He's like, no, not only is it not like this year, it wasn't even like this on the 4th of July. This is fucking insane. I was like, all right, good. Yeah, so it was nuts. But once we got out there, it was good times. Had a couple beers.
Maybe they
on
heard
the
you
water.
were there, so.
Yeah. The Unfiltered Gentlemen are here. Maybe they're doing a live show in the water.
Unfiltered Gentlemen, let's
go watch him wakeboard like an asshole.
A lot of autograph signings for there.
Yeah, I was out on my board just grabbing papers and signing as I rode by. And
damn.
How did the wakeboarding go? Because last time you said, I'm getting too old for this shit. Very Danny Glover-like. And, I heard you got tenderized and everything. So I'm just wondering, how that went this time.
A couple of enemas.
I'll tell you, I'm not getting any younger. That is for damn sure. I am so fucking old, and we only did a day trip. Usually we're there for the weekend. But with the Rona not being really able to stay anywhere, we just went up super early Saturday morning, which was even harder. Woke up at 5 a.m. on Saturday and got up there and wakeboarded. And it was one of those things where it's like, well, we're only doing a day, so where I might only do 3 runs in a day, let's get in an extra run or 2.
There you go.
Fuck, Sunday I was all right. Then Monday I woke up. I was like, this is why can't do it that often.
Damn.
So sore. But the
Just
first
go back
run of
to
the year.
kiddie pool, yeah.
Yeah, oh, you're telling me. Kiddie pool and beer. The first run of the year is always the worst because like your muscles haven't done it in at least 6 months.
Yeah.
And I get all these bruises. Like, this is going to be a horrible description for people listening, but you can hold the rope because, it's got a handle on it. It's got a hard handle. And you can hold it kind of with your elbow pit area, this area. Kind of like hook it with your elbow. And when you're resting, and that's, super easy. I'll rest that way, or if I need to like adjust my junk or something. And the first trip, whenever I do that, it just bruises like crazy. Like the inside of my elbow just turns purple. And then the rest of the summer, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't bruise. It's just that first trip, you got to get that muscle memory back in place. So,
yeah.
And then my first trip is usually pretty shitty. It's like, hey, look at my 4-inch jump. Whee! So, anyways, but it was fun. It was nice to get on the water, and even though it was crowded as fuck, it's just nice to go somewhere for once. Haven't been anywhere since the Rona started. Really, I haven't even taken a day off this year. So, I think I'm going to take a day off here and go up there on a weekday, so it's not so fucking crowded.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Yeah. So that was that. Like I said, stopped in Earth and Fire, got some tasty beer, drank most of it already. What about you guys? What's the good word?
Well, me, while we were doing the show last week, my buddy kind of hit me up and he's like, hey, you know anybody who wants a kegerator? I was like, maybe. So,
I know a guy with 2 thumbs that does.
So, I talked to you after the show, because I was kind of like nonchalantly trying to keep in contact with him because I didn't want to lose that deal. You know what I mean? Because he was giving me a pretty good deal on it.
It was a pretty good deal.
Yeah. So, I was like, hey, yeah, I'll pick it up. So, yeah, later that week, I went with my brother. We went and picked it up. And, I'm like the proud owner of a kegerator now.
Whoa,
so,
nice. Whoa, congratulations.
Yeah. So,
welcome to the club.
Yeah. So, I haven't hooked it up yet only because, I'm fixing up the screen room in my backyard. I'm trying to make that like a little kickback area or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking, man, that would go fucking perfect in there. So, that way you don't have to go in and out, like trying to get to the kitchen to get some beer. Just pour it out right there. You don't miss the game, So I was like, yeah. So I got it going on. So
Don't have to get up and trip or anything.
yeah, exactly.
Right. Do you know what your first keg is going to be?
I don't know. My buddy said he has one, and he said you could have it. I'm like, oh yeah, fuck it. Like you're just throwing it in there. I'm like, yeah, dude, I'll take it.
There
so
you go.
I don't know what
It's
it
only
is.
2 years old.
It's
Bud Light, but hey.
It's a mystery keg. I don't know what it is, so I guess I'll find out when I pop it in. So
That's when you have like a kick the keg party and you tell everybody come over, $5. You can drink all you want. Let's kick this thing.
Right.
And you get beer money.
Yeah, how much would that, as far as like a keg, like to kill it, like, oh yeah, we killed the keg at your wedding. That's true.
We killed one. We almost killed a second one. I mean, and by almost, I mean 2 pints short of killing it. Like when I brought all the kegs home, we didn't have a kegerator yet. So I went and rented those party taps. You have to like pump it and spray it and surround it with ice. And so like I put what I felt was the lightest one into the ice, and I hooked up the party tap. It was like $2 to rent from Total Wine, so it was a no-brainer.
Okay.
And went to pump it, and we each got a pint off of it, then went back for a refill, and it blew immediately. I was like, oh my God, all that fucking work and cooling it down. I was like, 2 pints, God damn it. And then the next one, because we had 4 total, first one blew, second one 2. The next one we only got like 4 pints out of. Mm-hmm. And then the very last one we had for a couple weeks. In fact, we finally got a kegerator, and it still had some, and it was the first thing we ever put on tap on our kegerator.
Oh man.
Yeah, but I tell you, man, I love having the kegerator. I have 2 taps, so I'll put like one of my home brews on one tap and then like a guest beer on the other tap, and I love it. It's so good having that fresh beer.
Oh man. Yeah, I can't wait, dude. I was trying to get everything set up for basketball, but I don't know, man. I don't want to be in a rush now. Maybe, I'm thinking football, the fantasy draft coming up. Maybe I'll have everything ready by then for sure. Just a reasonable deadline instead of, trying to rush everything.
Basketball can be your test run.
Yeah, there you go.
You can drink it all through basketball. Make sure it's dialed in just right. You got that CO2 pressure going.
Yeah, there you go.
It's all for science.
Check it out.
Mm-hmm. What about you, old man? Anything going on over there?
Oh, one thing that happened was on Father's Day, we went to a local establishment, which was kind of nice. And, service is good. So the wife and I last night, like, well, let's go to the local, same establishment, but, obviously local, same name. So we went there, totally opposite. Starting off where we sat down at a table and the waitress, the server came up and said, so what do you guys want? And we're like, we haven't seen a menu yet. Oh, okay, well, hang on.
Was this a different location?
Yes, locally to me here in West Hollywood.
Gotcha, yeah. Same small chain.
Correct.
Yeah.
So,
like, is this Dick's in Las Vegas? What is this, man?
Not yet. So when she brought the menu, she's wearing a tank top. The menu is tucked into her armpit. And when she dropped off the menu, she just opened her like, chicken wing kind of thing and just dropped it on the table. Yeah, I guess. And so when another server came by, I said, can we get another menu? There's 2 of us here. She goes, oh, sorry. We can only have 1 menu per table.
What?
So I'm like,
all right.
Okay, whatever. So we dealt with that. Yeah, the services kind of sucked. And I was like, wow, we went to this one in this other area, and it was really kind of nice. We had a good time. And this one here is just like, felt like it was kind of bothering them being there. So...
I've only been to, I think, 2 eating establishments, like eating out, since the Rona started. Yeah, 2. both of them have been really good, and people are like, hey, you know, they act like they're glad you're spending some money at this place that went a while without money. So that's really unfortunate and really stupid on their part to hear that that's how it's going down.
Yeah, it's more like, hey, I've been collecting unemployment, and now you're screwing that up for me.
Right.
So, yeah, I'll treat you like crap. And then the other thing was, apparently the wife thinks we need another life insurance policy, I guess.
So she is going to kill you soon.
And she's hoping so, yeah. So I think it's a friend of hers. I don't know. So basically what happened was, you know, she told me, hey, somebody's coming over. They're going to get some information. So I was at work, and so she gave them all the information. So when I got home, they were still there.
You walked in, they were like, I thought you said he was 6 foot and strapping.
You know, they give me the whole spiel again, and I'm like, okay, whatever. So he goes, okay, here's the thing. Here's what we're going to do for you. We're going to give you this and this and this and blah, blah, blah. And then after all the spiel, he goes, and so here's the cost. And I looked at it and I go, so that's for the year? He goes, no, that's for a month. So right away, I offended him right away. I guess, long story short, I guess we're getting into some kind of a life insurance thing. And she bought a new gun and some weapons, and just a coincidence.
Well,
I'm
the good
sure,
news is you
so.
won't be paying it for very long.
Not for long, no.
Old people shit. Yeah, the wife told me recently, like, I think we should get life insurance. I was like, are you planning on murdering me? Or still in my 30s. Not a whole. Also, if I die, there's not a whole lot. Enjoy what's there. So
yeah.
Anywho, yeah,
Enjoy the
exactly.
mansion.
2-bedroom mansion. That got depressing. But let's lighten things up a little bit with what Scott over there is sipping on.
Thank you, Scott. You're the hero that we waited for, Scott. We won't ever forget, Scott.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully not. 'Cause I'll be gone soon. So what I'm drinking, and I couldn't get a lot of information from it, so thank God we have, thank you, Greg.
Yeah, that's right.
We can change. I have a IPA from Island Brewing Company in Carpinteria, and to be honest, I dug and dug. I couldn't really find a lot of information.
It took some
on
time. So Island Brewing, Carpinteria, California, been there. In fact, I had one of their like assistant brewers on the show way back when we did an interview with the Brew Lab. He just showed up. I was like, "Can I talk to you?" I was like, "Yeah." He's a great guy. His name is Dan, and I see him at every beer festival, and he's the funniest guy ever.
Sounds like a great guy to me.
Exactly. Anyway, so Island Brewing. What I was going to say is when I was trying to look up the information for you, I typed into Untapped like Island Brewing Company or Island Brewing IPA because that's what it's called, and all that would show up is fucking Goose Island IPA. And I was like, God damn it, I don't want this big beer shit. So I finally found it. Anyways, it's Island Brewing's Island IPA. 6.6%, has 62 IBUs, has a 3.58 on Untapped, and a 77 on Beer Advocate. From the brewery, they say 3 different hop varietals make this American IPA overflow with tropical and citrus flavors. American and Australian hops generate waves of aroma atop a light malt body for an even, assertive bitterness. Is it
Good
all
stuff.
true?
Yeah, it's very true. It's extremely good. Little dinkness. I mean, it's a good IPA.
It's kind of your solid standard IPA.
Correct. Be an old school IPA kind of guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll drink this all night.
Have you ever had Island before? Is this your first Island?
I think this is, as far as I can remember. Yeah.
Island does some good stuff. If you ever see, and this goes for anybody on the California region, if you ever see any of their like nothing wrong with their core beers, but you know core beers tend to be a little safe. If you find any of their non-core special releases, like they have some good barrel-aged stouts, and they make some really, really good stuff. If you ever see them out there in the world, it's a safe pickup, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, it's a nice location down there in Carpinteria too. Like they're like right by like the train tracks, so sometimes the train will go by or whatever, and everybody's sitting around outside, and that's
like
nice
a block
brewery.
from the beach. Yes. I've taken the train up there and just drank and trained back. It was awesome.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I like Carpinteria. It's a nice little area.
Mm-hmm. Nice little town.
Touristy, yeah.
Just south of Santa Barbara for those not from the area. So
yeah, on the 101,
California. All right, let's dig into a little bit of sports talk.
And now, the sports, brought to you by cleaninguptheglass.com.
Whether it's the Baltimore Chop or the 1-2 punch, it's time for sports.
Yes, sirree. The NFL finally, as of Monday, has a COVID testing plan. First of all, 72 players have tested positive so far
man.
up until July 10th in the NFL. But their new plan is essentially they're going to test every day. You cannot show up until you've had multiple negative tests. And I think it's after like 5 days of everyday testing. If your team is under a 5% positivity rate, then they'll go to every other day.
Wow.
So they haven't disclosed like what their actual protocol will be if you test positive, if you're getting paid, any that kind of stuff. NFL is, MLB was really behind the curve on this shit. Like the NBA, I think, was really the one that of the big sports. It's like, we've got a plan.
Well, they're the one that broke sports.
That's true. It's kind of their fault. Yeah. It's Rudy's fault. And then like baseball was pretty slow. Then NFL's like, you think that's bad? Hold my beer. We're going to fuck this up royally. And they kind of have. So they have like most of a plan. No idea what'll happen if a player tests positive. They'll get paid if they have to go. I mean, obviously they'll have to go home, but all that good stuff. So we'll see how this goes. A lot of players were tweeting over the weekend their disappointment with the NFL and their lack of plan. So it sounds kind of like today they're like, fuck you guys. We're going to get something together.
I was going to say, I think they're saying, well, we wear helmets and shoulder pads. How can we test positive?
Right.
We're protected.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, you talk to some of the old guys about this. I bet you they played through mud, sleet, snow,
Right.
Coronavirus. Just another thing they probably would have played through. So,
They wore leather
Concussions,
helmets.
everything, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they think it's a bunch of weenies out there. And speaking of, I don't know, weirdos, crazy people.
Excuse me?
Antonio Brown tweeted that he is retiring again.
Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy.
No hard feelings, right, Dan?
That's right. Fuck Antonio Brown. God damn, man.
That guy's fucking nuts. Talk about concussions and
Yeah.
CTE. This
Yeah.
guy should be tested.
They should.
Yeah.
Clearly, he's been knocked around 8 too many times.
Yeah, that's insane. And it's funny. He's like, I'm retiring. Shut the fuck up. Nobody wants to fucking sign your ass, you dumbass. Like, you're fucking insane, dude.
He tweeted that like he'd achieved everything he'd set out to. I was like, what's
Get
that?
the
Being
fuck
kicked off
outta
of multiple teams? You
Yeah.
fucking wacko.
Idiot.
Guy's nuts.
Yeah.
Played for the
Raping and
Patriots for a
whatever, yeah.
game and retired. Get the fuck out of here, you psycho.
They should
Even-
honestly test him. They should
Oh
really
yeah.
should. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't know if there's a test for CTE prior to being dead, like, other than looking at their brain. But if there is, you need to strap one on him because he's nuts.
No
That's right.
kidding, Yeah.
He should get
Even
into like
Belichick.
MMA or something like that. That'd be cool to see him get into, just to see him get his ass kicked.
Though he's so crazy, it might be scary for the other fighters.
That's what I'm saying. It might be a
He
good
might just
sport
go
for him
like-
to try.
Yeah, it might go like full crazy mode and just start swinging, and
That's right.
might be good at it. You never know.
Never
He'd
know.
retire right before the fight.
It's probably true.
True that.
And Dr. Fauci is going to throw out the first pitch at the Yankees home opener against DC.
Health permitting.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, that's, I like Dr. Fauci and all that stuff. I was like, that's an interesting move since, that means he's going into a public space and surrounding himself by at least the baseball players, if nobody else. So anyways, we'll see how that goes.
How do I not know who Dr. Fauci is?
He's the head of all this Corona shit.
Oh.
For the government.
He's in charge of Corona.
Oh, okay. I thought it was Yokozuna's manager. No, that was Mr. Fuji. Excuse
That's
me.
Mr. Fuji.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Sorry.
Director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases.
There you go.
So if you watch any of the press conferences, he's up there basically.
Oh, so he's probably going to get booed, don't you think?
No. He's the. This is gonna get political. He's the smart one in all of this.
Oh, okay.
He's been the voice of reason. He's a doctor, and he's been the one from the beginning saying we all need a distance and masks and blah blah blah. And I won't go any further because this is a beer show.
Oh, that's
Yes.
true.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
No
if
comment
I got
over here,
drunk and
yeah.
I heard anything to do with it, I probably would just boo him out of like ignorance.
Oh God. Well, he just remember he's been one of the few shining lights in all of this as far as information is concerned.
I see.
I can't speak to the man's personality. And then finally, Jack Nicklaus, golfer Jack Nicklaus, reveals that him and both him and his wife had the Rona a few months ago, early on in this whole Rona situation. They had just turned 80. She had no symptoms, and he
80?
had 80.
Wow, that's crazy.
And he looks
Okay.
younger than you.
Well,
Yeah.
who doesn't?
Looks younger than all of us.
That's
Yeah.
probably, yeah.
Dinosaurs look younger than me. So
Yeah. His wife had no symptoms, and he had very minor symptoms, sore throat, cough, and a fever, that kind of stuff. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah. So
Look at that.
glad to hear he recovered. One of the old people that recovered. So good on you, Jack Nicklaus.
well, he
Right
played
on.
golf, so he social distanced all the way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I learned? My brother threw some trivia at me about the movie Happy Gilmore. I don't know if you guys have seen that one with Adam
have.
Sandler.
I have.
I mean, I know I'm a bad movie watcher, but yes.
You seen that? All right, right on. So, you know the character Shooter McGavin, who's just Shooter, that guy. Hey,
You eat pieces of shit for breakfast?
Did you know that he almost fell out of that role, and they were going to give the role to Kevin Costner?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
The hell you say?
Yeah, and I was like, why would they do that? Because I think I was watching a Kevin Costner movie. I can't remember. And my brother threw that out there. I'm like, well, he's like, well, he was in Tin Cup. I'm like, oh, that's true, huh? He was in a golf movie.
But that's
Yeah.
completely different.
Yeah, that's true. It's like, I can't see him doing that role at all. Like, I don't know.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Well,
That's great. Like, I don't know if he would have fit that sort of playing the straight man / dumb man role that well.
right. I don't know. Oh, man, I almost want to see a reality where that happened.
Yeah, I don't know if it would have worked out that well.
I don't
I mean,
think
he's a
so
great
either.
actor, so who knows?
It's true.
Who knows?
But I, like you said, like I don't think he's been in like a comedy like that. Like it doesn't make any sense for him to even try
Comedy?
it.
No.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mhm.
But he's in a lot of sports movies for some reason.
It's true.
Mhm.
That's very true.
Yeah.
That is accurate.
I just watched Bull Durham like last week.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He was in.
Have not
But-
seen that one.
But he's been in a few, which is kind of weird. Yeah.
hmm
Mhm.
Yeah, so I think that's what they were thinking. They're thinking, let's get him to like reprise the golfer role, since like that's probably at the time was like the most famous golf movie. But now it's Happy Gilmore. It should be at
Oh,
least.
for sure. Yeah.
Or Caddyshack.
Here's how famous I am. I actually went to school with Kevin Costner for like 2 weeks. Yeah.
Really?
I had no idea until years later. Somebody told me, hey, did you know Kevin Costner went to your high school? I'm like, I had no idea. But yeah,
He does.
He went to our school for like 2 weeks, and his parents pulled him out and did whatever. I don't know.
They
They
saw
wised
you
up.
walking onto the green.
Yeah.
Like,
They
oh,
saw that
shit.
mullet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's that drunk kid over there?
Who's that drunk kid with the mullet? Get out of here. You know, he does live in the area still of where you went.
Oh,
to.
yeah.
Oh, does he? I
Well, he
didn't
has
know.
a house. I'm sure he's got 90 houses, but he has a house
Probably.
up in Ojai.
And I knew at one time he had a house on the beach between Santa Barbara and Ventura.
Oh.
The only reason I know that was because somebody was walking on the beach one time, and he called the police on him because they were on his property.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't
he's
want
a
to know
dick.
that about him.
Oh, I mean, never mind. No, nope. I just made that up. Sorry.
That wasn't him. That was a stunt double.
Oh man,
Yeah.
what an asshole. That's a shame.
That is a shame. Let's pretend that didn't happen.
Yeah, I didn't say that. Cut that out.
Yeah. Cut. Yeah. Edit point.
There you go. Okay.
All right. Well, let's liven things up a little bit. Find out what Dan's drinking over there.
All right, so I'm drinking sea hops from Firestone, or am I? Like, dude, this was confusing, dude. Like, and I know you were in on this confusion too.
Oh,
But
yeah.
it's like, yeah, you know, like originally when I picked up the beer, the can said Propagator, and obviously it got my eye because it's kind of like got some like kind of like red, orange, yellowish kind of colors on the can. Very nice, you know.
Nice and bright.
Yeah, it got my attention. I saw Propagator. I'm like, oh, I haven't tried this before. And then afterwards, I'm like, oh shit, it's sea hops. So, you know, I went looking for, you know, the review online, and there's like, they got to come up with a better way to, you know, figure out what this beer is, because there's like 3 or 4 different untapped for sea
Yeah.
hops over here. And there's ratings all over the board for it now, because I don't know. I guess people were confused like I was a little bit.
Well, and I was confused too because I was like, "Wait, do you have the blue label or the orangey label? What are you rocking over there?"
Yeah. They have one for sea hops. They have Propagator blah, 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 Propagator Series sea hops, and then they also have Propagator Series sea hops nectarine. So it's like everyone's just like, I don't know, it's got to be this one, but the can looks like the one I have, so I'm guessing this is it.
Okay.
So this is 5.5 ABV, 45 IBU, 3.72 on Untapped, and from the brewery, pilot brewed at our Propagator brew house, made with the sea hops Cascade, Centennial, Chinook, Citra, CTZ, and Cashmere, this incredibly easy drinking pale ale has balanced malt backbone with an abundance of citrus, grapefruit, and pineapple notes. And
Oh, wow.
and yeah, you know, and it's funny because the you know, it says nectarine on the can, but it's not too overpowering. In fact, like I barely even taste it, and I don't know if it's just because nectarine's a hard one to taste or something.
It
But
is.
Well, honestly, if you said to me, like, what does nectarine taste like? I'm like, you know what? That's a great question. Is it kind of orangey? I don't fucking know.
Chicken,
Right.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I would co-sign that. Like I said, it tastes like an orange. So why is it like not just like a little orange? I don't mean, you know what I mean? Call it a nectarine.
Right.
But you know, I think the big thing that I get from this, and you can see from the color, you guys can, not the listener. Sorry, everybody, but it's kind of got like a darker color to it, like a malty kind of color, and
Especially for a pale.
yes, and that's what sticks out to me again on the flavor is this kind of malty kind of flavor to it. So very toasty, very bold, very malty, and that's what I get from it, and I really like it.
Nice. You know, I've had it. Well, I had it when it had a blue label. I don't know if it's the same.
Yeah.
It has all the same hops with its orange label. I was really excited because, first of all, cashmere. I love cashmere, so I wanted to try it. And I love most things that Firestone puts out. I enjoyed it, but I was a little, and this could be my own fault for building it up too much in my head. I was a little disappointed that it seems like for a pale, the hops were a little, I don't know, drowned out by the malt to some extent. And
Yeah.
you can tell me I'm wrong. Maybe they've improved it with the change of color on the label. I don't know. I haven't had it in like a year since it was blue. So
You know what, too? And when it was blue, I remember drinking it thinking, this is all right, because I think it had replaced something else in the variety pack. Remember, it was just kind of brought on kind of new, like a couple years ago. I think it replaced like Union Jack or something on the...
it may have been... Ugh, I'm sure there's some Firestone fanboy out there. That's
Oh, yeah.
gonna tell
Hey,
me,
correct us, please.
Yeah, it's going to tell me I'm wrong. But I think it was the first pale that they put into the multi-pack since getting rid of Pale 31.
That's what it was. Correct. Yeah, because prior to that, you always got the Pale 31, and then this one was Sea Hops. I'm like, hey, what the hell? Who's this new guy on the block? So obviously I was very, cynical of drinking it. Like, this one's okay. It's no
That's a
Pale
big shoes to
31.
fill.
Yeah, exactly. But
Yeah.
having drinking it again now, it's kind of, and I don't know, maybe it's different or something, but to me, I kind of like, you're right. It's very malty, and maybe that kind of overpowers the hops. But I don't know. I guess I kind of dig malty, so I kind of like this one.
I'll have to revisit it to check it out.
Yeah.
On our way to the lake, we pass Firestone's their main brewery as well as Barrel Works. We passed both, but as we're passing the main brewery this weekend, there was a truck out there that still has the Pale 31 logo painted on it.
Oh shit!
And I was like, oh, the good old days. Hashtag bring it back.
How sad.
Yeah, it was a little sad.
All
right.
That.
Let's class things up a little bit.
This one's a classy dame with a great palate. It's Beer Babe of the Week.
It is indeed Beer Babe of the Week. Her name is Sarah. You can find her on the gram at Sarah A. Calandra. There's dots in between. Sarah.a.calandra. Calandra. In the picture that I'm showing the gents, she's drinking some Young Lion Brewing. She's a craft beer lover and also likes herself some bourbon. There is nothing wrong with that. I love myself some bourbon as well. So do yourselves a favor. Go follow Sarah on the gram at sarah.a.calandra. I think you'll be glad you did.
I think so. Dan approved big time.
Dan's got his approval stamp out. He's just stamping shit. He's all about it.
Yep.
I
Great
approve
A,
of
Dan.
this picture.
I do.
Yes. This has been proved by Dan. All right, let's figure out what's going on in the news section.
Extra, extra, drink all about it. It's time for booze news.
It is indeed. Shareholders are suing Craft Beer Alliance
What?
over the Anheuser-Busch merger.
Uh?
We talked about this back in November. Well, we talked about this all fall last year. If you remember, Anheuser-Busch had the opportunity to purchase Craft Beer Alliance for, I forget the actual price, but at the end of their little contract in August, they didn't. And then in November, they said, hey, how about this cheaper price? Originally, it's $24.50 a share, and then they ended up getting it for $16.50 a share. Well, now they're suing over a breach of fiduciary duties in this proposed merger. One of the things I learned is I didn't know that the merger was still not official. I thought it had closed already, but apparently has not. And then the other thing is they're saying that CBA did not do their best to protect the financial interests of the shareholders by selling at that lower price. And they're also accusing Budweiser of fucking up the market, basically, saying that they made it harder to distribute some of the CBA products and in turn drove down their market share so that they could buy them at a cheaper price.
God damn, man. Can you imagine all you want to do is make beer and just everybody just keeps getting all over you and finding you? Like, it seems like every time you bring up Anheuser-Busch or Budweiser, they're always paying out money to somebody. It's crazy, dude.
Because they're a bunch of assholes.
Apparently.
Yeah. Stop being so fucking shady. You wouldn't have to pay out so much. I think it was like last week we talked about they're paying $5 million to the government for fucking up too. So
they just keep fucking up.
They really do. Come on, Budweiser, pull
That's
your
right.
shit together.
That's right.
You know what? They probably make more being assholes and can afford paying people off. It's probably a better business model for them.
At some point, I think it might catch up to them.
I hope it does.
Yep. Me too.
Hopefully it does.
Me too.
As big as they are, I'm sure they have a legal department that is all over that. So,
oh yeah, it'd be really funny if like we zoom in and it's just a basement with one little nerdy guy like, I'm gonna sue you.
yeah, and he's drunk from
Mm-hmm. Molson Coors is seeking a permanent injunction against Bud Light over their corn syrup ads.
God damn, dude.
Yeah. I thought this story was over.
Apparently not.
Remember the Super Bowl corn syrup ads? And then,
Yeah.
Yeah, the 2019 Super Bowl, and then Molson Coors sued them, and then the judge said, well, they didn't lie, so if you don't like it, don't use corn syrup.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're seeking a permanent injunction. It's just going round and round in circles. My favorite part of the original settlement was, if Molson Coors does not like the sneering tone of Anheuser-Busch ads, it can mock Bud Light in return. And
Exactly. God
that
damn.
was Judge Frank Easterbrook. That's what a judge said to them.
God, that's funny because it's like, somebody hitting you in the back of the head in class. Like, teacher. It's like, turn around and hit him back, you pussy. That's basically
Right.
what the judge said. So
That's
it's
exactly what he
and they're
said.
still crying about it. Fucking Coors, dude. Nobody fucking, out of general principle, out of the fact like they suck to begin with, but just out of general principle, if you're like a dumb dickbag that buys that kind of crap in the first place, stop buying Coors. They're a bunch of pussies.
Yeah, they are. You know what? You don't like it? Fire back.
That's right. They should be. That's what everyone does in commercials, apparently.
Well, and honestly, if you think about it, if they went back and forth between like corn syrup and whatever, let's make fun of Bud Light for brewing their shit with rice.
With
'cause
rice.
That's gross.
Exactly.
Yeah. Make fun of them. Go back and forth. It would help both your businesses because you'd have some really funny commercials.
I think The Simpsons did them a favor one time where there was like these three frogs on a log and they were going Budweiser, Budweiser. And then this fucking gator came and ate them both and said Coors. And like, that was like, it's like they could have done something like that, but the Simpsons did it for them. You know what I mean? Because they're a bunch of pussies. They don't want to fight.
Hey, guess what? They could still do that.
Yeah, it's true.
Fucking do it. It'd still be funny.
That's right.
Oh, God. Yeah. Molson Coors, get your life together.
Come on.
Jeez. Get a new ad department or something.
Find your balls.
Ooh.
Have some of that.
Yeah, they've been castrated.
That's right.
This is great. Teens are dressing up as mask-wearing grandmas to try and score alcohol.
Wow.
So due to the Rona and everybody wearing masks, teens are putting on these masks, but also underneath the masks, some have been putting on like old people costume masks. Some have just been putting on like old people hair and doing their makeups and adding wrinkles and stuff. And one teen even dressed up as an old lady had the guy at the liquor store asking if they needed help on the way out to their car.
Oh,
God dang. Gone are the days of fake IDs and McLovin is your name.
Yeah.
It's all over.
You put that mask on, no telling. Yeah.
That's true. That's why teen drinking is our burp word of the week.
I actually had a guy last week. I mean, because of the mask and everything, and he looked old enough, so I didn't ask him because I was at my retail where we sell alcoholic beverages,
Right.
and he was so hurt that I didn't ask him. He goes,
"Oh, really?"
He was like, "This is the second time this week that I haven't been asked for an ID. Do I look that old?" I'm like, "Well, I don't know you.
You got a mask on, bro."
Yeah, that's what
Well.
That's like the opposite of it. Where one time was some guy that I did ask for an ID. He goes, "I'm 50-something years old, and you're asking my ID." And I'm like, "Well, you got a mask on, so it's kind of hard to tell." So, but
I know. I thought about that too. Like, and I have a mask on. Like, I don't get carded ever, and I think like, God, do I look that old? But I also think when I'm bringing up my beer and I got the choice selection, they're probably, this isn't this dude's first rodeo.
Yeah.
Right.
He's been drinking a while. He's fine.
I've noticed that depending on what you order will kind of depend on if they card you or not. Like
Correct.
I've told the story on here running into my sister's ex-boyfriend at a brewery, and he, instead of ordering the Dunkelweizen, he's like, "Can I get the Dunkel?" And because he said it, clearly because they said it wrong, they were like, "We're gonna need to see some ID."
Exactly.
And he's very much over the drinking age, so that was great.
That's what I think that is. If you came like with Coors and Budweiser, like, oh, come on, look at this little kid trying to get loaded.
Right.
But bring some sea hops. Everyone's like, all right,
There you go.
this guy knows what he's doing.
yeah.
Walk up with that watermelon schnapps. Clearly, this is a child.
White Claw.
Damn teenagers.
Yeah, White Claw.
Yeah.
South Korean beer imports are down, everybody.
Oh boy.
Time to panic.
Oh, shit.
Imports of beer stood at 360,000 tons in 2019,
What?
down from 387,000 tons a year earlier. Apparently,
Ooh.
they are protesting Japan over some tax. It's like the South Korean version of the Boston Tea Party. against
Cool.
Japan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Mhm,
Except
they're,
they are pouring beer into the water now.
well, no beer being poured as of yet.
Oh, okay, good.
They're just importing less.
I mean, because before it was just tea. Who cares? But like, come on.
Right.
Don't do that with beer.
No. Don't do that with beer. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe I forgot to do Old Timey Word of the Week.
Yeah, you fucking did.
You did. We
Which
got to
is so
start
funny.
over.
It's so funny because I thought this is such a good one that I'm not. I usually a little peek behind the curtain. I usually put on the rundown for the gentleman that I send them is the word and then the definition. And I thought this is such a good one. I'm not going to put the definition on there because they're going to fucking love this.
I know. And then you just skipped right past it.
And then I almost forgot to do it. I'm glad
Man. And
last
we forgot
minute.
too. And I really
Yeah.
wanted to hear what it is because I know it's ratatouille, but I don't know what it means.
Well, we'll end the show with this. The Old Timey Word of the Week is Rantillion.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, Rantillion, not Ratatouille.
A drunk rat.
Not quite. It's one whose scrotum is so relaxed as to be longer than his penis.
Whoa.
And the little example they give here, they go, i.e., whose shot pouch is longer than that barrel of his piece.
Oh, wow.
When your sack is longer than your member.
Yeah.
What if you're a grower though? You know, I mean, that's not fair.
I mean, they did not define whether that was pre or post grow.
I see. There must be a shower who came up with that then.
It must be.
It's like finally passed it, eh?
And I think we just learned what Dan is.
That's right.
Oops.
Yes.
Well, at least now you have an excuse.
I call it the Incredible Hulk. You wouldn't like to see me when I'm horny.
And green.
Oh dear. Yeah. Let's start turning colors. Oh gosh. What a way to go out on that, huh?
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, let's hit some
Ripping
music.
my underwear today.
Yes.
That's the only thing that stays on that guy.
It's true.
Isn't that weird? Everything
Yeah.
else but that.
Uh-huh.
It's the only thing he can buy in elastic, apparently. So, thank you all for hanging out and listening and joining and all that good stuff. Find us at theunfilteredgentleman.com. Find us on the socials at The Unfiltered Gentleman, except for Twitter at Unfiltered Gents. Don't forget to drunk dial us, 805-538-BEER, 2337. Maybe you got a keg recommendation for the new kegerator owner over there.
That's right. Send it over.
That's right. Or maybe you got a free keg of mystery beer. He's down for that, too.
I'm down for that, too. I'll do it.
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
I do have a suggestion for it, but we'll bring it over here.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah,
Sounds
not that.
sounds dicey. So, anyways, And also, one last thing I forgot. theunfilteredgentleman@gmail.com. If you want to email us. I think that's everything. Sounds like it. So thank you all for listening. Thanks for joining. Make sure you're staying very well hydrated out there. And on that note, good night, everybody.